Hey guys, it's Brandon Miniman from XDA. The Samsung Galaxy Note 7 represented the pinnacle of Samsung design, but it's back now and you can get one in the form of the Galaxy Note FE. You can buy it on eBay right now. Anyone can get it. You don't have to live in South Korea. So in this video, we're going to unbox it and talk about why the Note FE is actually a phone you should consider buying even in 2017. So let's take a look at what we get in the package. Now in terms of performance, the Note 7 and the FE has the Exynos 8890, which by most measures is pretty much equivalent to the Snapdragon 821, which is found in the LG G6 and the Pixel and some other devices too. So you're going to get pretty good performance, maybe not as good, or definitely not as good as the Snapdragon 835 or an Exynos 8895, but it's definitely going to be a pretty good performing phone. And if you remember, the Note 7 shipped with Marshmallow in the summer of 2016. And as we found, the Note 7 had terrible performance, very laggy performance. In fact, I had to return mine because it was so slow. But this ships with Nougat, hopefully 7.1.1. And as we found out with the Galaxy S8 and other devices that got upgraded to Nougat through Samsung, they fixed the lag in a really big way. So let's take a look at what we have inside the box. And then we're going to talk about the hardware, because there's a lot of advantages to this older generation Samsung design versus what you get in like an S8 or S8 Plus. Of course, had to go with the coral blue. What a beautiful design. If you remember, the big thing about this phone was its symmetrical design, and this is the first time Samsung brought that to the table, where the back and the front curve exactly at the same radius. So it kind of gives that feel in the hand of one continuous form. I gotta say, I've never actually seen the Note in this blue and gold look, but it is absolutely stunning. Another advantage to this design is you get the fingerprint reader on the front, which is much more comfortable than the back-facing fingerprint sensor that you get on the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. And plus, you get the 16:9 aspect ratio display, whereas on the S8, you get that strange 18.5:9 aspect ratio, which makes it really difficult to watch video because you're either cropping or you're letterboxing. On the Note 7 and the FE, you're getting a full screen experience. And lastly, the cool thing about this design is that actually the bezels are useful. You can use the bezels to hold the phone and to have an anchor point, whereas on the S8 Plus, it's just kind of cumbersome. You try to pick it up from a table, there's no clear place to pick it up because there's so much screen on the front. So let's take off this plastic. Wow, what a beautiful phone. This is absolutely gorgeous. I forgot how beautiful this phone was. And it just looks so futuristic for being kind of a last generation phone. And if you remember, Samsung actually reduced the curvature of the screen edges on the Note to make it easier to write on compared to the S7 Edge. So let's turn it on and see what happens. Oh, cool. Check this out. The S Pen has a gold accent here, which is really nice. Got to get the coral blue. And let's compare it real quick to the S8 Plus, because a lot of people are going to be looking at the S8 Plus and thinking that that's probably better than the Note FE. And what you get with the S8 Plus is a taller display. It's a bigger display, of course, but it's a little bit more difficult to use. So this phone is from South Korea, so we can change the language. I'm just going to blow past the setup screen because I'm really curious if this has Android 7.1.1. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Wow, that's a lot of setup. Anyway, so let's check this out. What version of... get out of here. We are on Android 7.0. That's really disappointing, although there very well could be an update to this phone when I connect it to a Wi-Fi network. So this phone you can buy right now on eBay for about $820, which is actually a lot more expensive than the S8 Plus now. You can buy one of these unlocked for about $750 on Amazon. And let us not forget some of the other niceties that this phone has. It has IP68 water and dust resistance. It has almost every cellular band that you could ever want. It's a true world phone. It's got HDR video compatibility, so if you're watching HDR video on Amazon service or some other places, it's got a really good camera. In fact, the camera is pretty much the same as it is on the S8. It's a slightly older sensor, and it is definitely more pronounced. It doesn't sit flush. And of course it has a headphone jack, so that's cool. And USB-C was the first Samsung device with a USB-C port. And the speaker's actually quite loud on this, just like you'll find on the S8 and S8 Plus. They did a really good job at making a mono speaker sound very loud. So that's a look at the Note FE. This is a phone for the fans, 100%, a last year flagship that in a lot of ways really can hold its weight in 2017, and it's just an absolute beautiful device. I mean, look at this thing. And it's got the always-on display, of course, which is really nice. That's it for now.